Okay, this is gonna seem like a really random question to start off this review. Is it just me, or can Billy Eichner pass as John Krasinski's twin brother? Because I don't know, man, that'd be a really fun buddy comedy in its own right. John Krasinski and Billy Eichner as two twin cop brothers. I don't know. Bros was directed by Nicholas Stoller, the man who brought you Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and this is from a script that he co-wrote alongside Billy Eichner, who stars in this one. And this is the first ever big studio raunchy romantic comedy centered around two gay men as your main characters. And Billy Eichner plays a man named Bobby. He's out and proud, but he's also scared and self-doubting. He's a museum curator living in New York City who's hired to write a romantic comedy about a gay couple, which is very meta-theatrically funny if you think about it. And along his journey, he meets and eventually falls in love with a man named Aaron, played by Luke Macfarlane, a macho lawyer who's described in the trailer as gay Tom Brady. He does kind of look like Tom Brady if you look at his complexion a little bit. So I'll be honest, I went into this movie not really knowing much about it. I knew the premise, the central premise rather, and I actually left really impressed by how endearing this relationship was. Billy Eichner and Luke Macfarlane are both tremendous in this movie. Billy Eichner has a very hilarious way of delivering dialogue. He's very much your sarcastic Mark Cohen-esque character. And Luke Macfarlane is definitely the gentle giant between these two. But here's what I think is the most impressive thing about Bros to me. Even though the dialogue can be a little bit hit or miss and a little bit too on the nose when it comes to delivering certain jokes, there's some scenes that these two share that actually do feel like a legitimate relationship. I'm saying this as a straight man. It doesn't really matter where you fit on the spectrum and what you identify as, straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever. I think you can certainly find a lot to relate to with this relationship that Bros is portraying. The conversations that these two have, it really just inspires you to be a better listener in any relationship. The conversations that these two share are just so fantastic. Because when we meet these two men, they're not in a very stable point in their lives. They're not really happy with their jobs. They're kind of floaters when it comes to the romantic life. And they also have high, lofty aspirations. Billy Eichner wants to open this big, gigantic museum, an LGBTQ history museum in New York City. He wants to be an educator, which I think is really inspiring. He's a content creator as well. When we meet Billy Eichner's character, he has his own podcast and everything like that, and he's semi-famous around the city. When you meet Luke Macfarlane, on the other hand, he has a very stable job as a lawyer, but he is not happy with his position at all. And I dare not give away how these conversations are portrayed, but the fact that these two guys are just listening to each other and confiding in one another, it's really inspiring, honestly. And this all comes down to not just brilliant performances, but also phenomenal direction from Nicholas Stoller, who I think does a great job with Bros. I really enjoy the framing that he uses whenever these guys are walking around in the city just talking. These are really simple shots that really harken back to the classic rom-coms of the 80s, which I will admit this movie does pay homage to quite a bit. When Harry Met Sally is referenced in this film, and it also does have a tendency to be very critical of other gay icons like Freddie Mercury. Bohemian Rhapsody is mentioned in this, and oh man, Billy Eichner has some things to say about Bohemian Rhapsody. And this movie, I feel like, I don't want to say it fell into the danger zone of becoming too ranty when it came to that stuff, but here's the thing. This is a community that wasn't really represented in this genre of filmmaking up until this point, which is crazy. And the fact that we're getting this now in 2022, the fact that Billy Eichner actually got this script greenlit along with Nick Stoller himself, like, it's awesome. It's really great. I'm so happy that Billy Eichner got this project out there. He's really great in this film, as is Luke Macfarlane. My only real issue with Bros is that I feel like the trailer just gave away too much of the jokes that I would find funny. Like the gay Tom Brady line I thought was hysterical, but I feel like there were a few points that could have been portrayed a little bit funnier. I wanted to be gut-busting laughing at this thing, but I chuckled here and there, and I'll be honest, the first act was a little bit of a slog slog for me personally in terms of the pacing. Not like it's bad or anything, but I didn't really find myself all that invested in this movie until Luke Macfarlane's character is actually introduced. But that's only about a good 15 minutes out of what, like an hour 55 minutes? Because other than that, Bros is pretty solid. There's some points where it does follow your traditional rom-com story beats in terms of the drama, but this leads to one of the most endearing endings of the entire year. It's almost like, I don't want to get too into detail about this, but it's basically, this is almost the reverse of what happens with a really famous Broadway musical that I really like, and it kind of puts a twist on that. And I can't really get too further into details, just in case you guys all want to see Bros as well. But as it is, this is one of the strongest comedies of the year in my personal opinion. I really do think Eichner and Stoller struck a home run with this script. I'm going to give Bros an A-. No matter what your sexual orientation may be, there will certainly be a lot of relatability when it comes to this relationship. But let me know what you guys thought of Bros down in the comments section below. What is your favorite romantic comedy of all time? Because obviously, I love what I do here. I love discussing all brand new things in movies and entertainment. So if this is your first visit to my channel today, welcome, 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 and you are more than invited to join this community. Smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as hard as you possibly can, and do me a favor and hit that thumbs up on your way out the door. This is all tremendously helpful in continuing to grow this fantastic community that we've already built over here. And stay tuned for more exciting content hitting my channel very, very soon. My very first entry in the Halloween playlist is hitting the channel tomorrow, October 1st. And I'll also be checking out Smile and Hocus Pocus 2 throughout this weekend going into the work week. And I'll keep chugging right along with the Halloween playlist as it comes and goes. But guys, y'all are the best. Thank you all so very much again for your continuous support. And with all that being said, back talk commence!